You're watching this week's show with Dan and Mike.
This week's show podcast from the vault.
Hello.
Yeah. And because it's been a week of wrestling and download and all sorts of exciting stuff, as you've seen from our previous podcast this week, we thought that we would pick out something that combined download and wrestling a little bit.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking, how do you combine download and wrestling? Well, they had NXT there for 3 years?
3 years. We managed to get selfies with people that got a lot more famous afterwards. Because, like, Pete Dunne.
I believe Finn Balor was down.
Finn Balor.
Yeah.
I also did, is it Adam Rose? Not Adam Rose. Either way. Pete Dunne is the one I remember doing, because at the time he was champion, and he was playing a heel. And if you remember, he was looking really, really happy until the camera went on him. Straight back to being grumpy for a heel. But this wasn't actually part of the NXT movement at Download. This is actually in a series of interviews that we've done with him. We've both interviewed this particular gentleman. We've both interviewed his guitarist.
Yes.
We are talking, of course,
future
headliner?
Hall of Famer. Future WWE Hall of Famer.
I mean, maybe next year, who knows?
Maybe.
I think it's the internet's worst kept secret. We are, of course, talking about the band Fozzy with their frontman, Mr. Y2K, which he hates now, sorry Chris, Mr. Chris Jericho. Probably should just announce it as that, because he doesn't like the Y2J thing anymore.
I think that if he comes back to wrestling next year, it'll be chanted every single time.
For sure.
He'd be like, oh, okay. It's when he goes back to wrestling and everyone starts chanting, Fozzy, Fozzy, and he's like, no, it's the wrong thing. You chanted Y2K at Fozzy gigs, that was wrong. You've got it the reverse.
To be fair, it was one of the things that made us love him, and it's one of our early interviews with him, not the one that we're playing today, but a load of people turned up to a Bristol gig at the Fleece.
It was the Fleece.
The Fleece. And about song 3, the chants of Y2J got so loud that Chris stopped everybody and then just turned to the crowd. He was like, I appreciate the love. He's like, please don't think that I'm not appreciative of the love. He's like, but here, you chant for the whole band. You don't chant me because I'm with my boys. We're Fozzy. He's like, so let's try this after 3. Fozzy. And he just like... But that's a guy that's been stood in front of 15,000 people at least every month.
You're not going to argue with him either.
No. I mean, I'm taller than him, like by more than I ever thought possible watching him on TV.
To be fair, I think I'm taller than him, even though his actual official...
height is listed.
Yeah, he's listed as like 6'1" or 6'2", and I'm like...
That's Vince McMahon's time, though. I think the listings have got a little bit more accurate over the years.
Oh, yeah, this was like back then. But even I'm pretty sure, because I remember one time we interviewed him, I think it was Download again,
yeah,
and he had aviators on, but I was big enough, I was tall enough to be able to like see over the aviators and down into this bit, and I could see he was trying to hold eye contact with me all the time, so that made for a better interview for me, but he thought it was being cool because he had his aviators on. It's like...
I mean, the funny thing is the whole point about not wanting to mess with Chris Jericho is you could stick 3 of me next to each other and Chris would probably still be bigger. You know, my thigh is smaller than his bicep. So whilst he may not be the tallest man in the world, Chris, this is not us like criticizing you. We're saying that you're a unit and you terrify me, and small people don't normally terrify me apart from our manager.
Poison comes in small bottles.
Yes. But he's been such a lovely guy to us over the years, because we originally did it in like 2012 on a very early run of Fozzy.
I think it was before that even.
It's around that era.
Maybe 2010.
Because it was one of the first ones we filmed out and about. And that was around 2012. Because that's what I have footage for.
Okay.
But it was like he was so jet lagged, so tired. He even said before, you got to come up to my hotel room because I don't have the capacity to go out and deal with people. And what I loved about that interview is clearly tired, grumpy, all of that stuff. But he still answered all of the questions with insightful answers.
It's because I had absolutely no idea who he was as a wrestler. I just knew him as the frontman of Fozzy.
And that was the interview you did.
Friend's band had just toured with them. My Cambion was the band at the time. And yeah.
It was only when
I just talked to him about metal and music in his band, and
it was only when we nearly got thrown out the hotel room, if you remember.
You got thrown out.
Yeah, and then you had to ask why, and it's because I asked him to put me in the walls of Jericho, which I would not do now that I am a regular fan. I understand how stupid that was to do to Chris, and I'm sorry. I was a young person at that point, and I thought, it would be funny to ask, and it wasn't.
There was the time at the Lemon Grove as well when he was walking around with his list.
Yeah.
We were asking, are we on the list or not?
Yeah, no, that didn't go down well either. No. However, you can see that all of that was a bit forgotten with this interview, because it's me and Chris at Download in 2017. And this was such a fun one to do because we had just watched Fozzy go from a band that we knew about. Then they released the track Judas, which is now his entrance music. And suddenly everybody knew about Fozzy after that track.
Yeah, it went viral very quickly, didn't it?
5 million streams by the point that we chatted to him. It's probably more like 20 now because that's 2017, and it's such a popular track. It's still on my feel good playlist because it gets it's a bit like When Legends Rise by Godsmack. It's just an anthemic feel good rock song that gets you pumped.
Yeah.
Brilliant entrance music as well. I mean, why not give the rest of the guys in Fozzy some love? Plus, if you have to listen, and this is Cody Rhodes that has informed us that, if you have to listen to a track play 20 times over after you win the main event, you may as well just listen to yourself.
I'm sure he'll get royalties eventually.
So this is literally in the point where they realised how popular it was, but before they had released the album that Judas was on. And basically that's what we talk about, because I found it really fascinating. I love the fact that Chris had such success in the WWE. This was before AEW. And he was still so appreciative of people getting his band viral, and wasn't like, 5 million's nothing, I'm a wrestler, I do this.
Yeah.
It was very much, no, this is awesome. So we're just going to let this one play and then join you afterwards. Right, it's a Down on a Rock show. Wellesley needs not much of an introduction. I'm going to get you to introduce yourself anyway, sir.
Oh, you do it, man. Everyone knows who I am. I'm Chris. What's going on? How's it going?
You are the frontman of the mighty Fozzy.
Yes. Mighty, that's good. I like that.
I think after what you guys have done recently with your new video and how much has exploded, I think you guys can be considered mighty now.
Well, I mean, the song definitely can. I mean, Judas is the biggest song we've ever had in our career in such a short period of time. It's only been out 5 or 6 weeks, and it's got 5 million views on YouTube already.
It's incredible.
Crazy. We've had successful tunes, but nothing that big before. We had 30,000 people at 11 a.m. this morning.
We saw it. It was crazy.
So it's just been a really cool time, because I call it the Judas effect. When you have a song like that resonates with people, that people can relate to, it just sucks everything else up into the whirlwind. And it's been a really cool couple months, and it's just continuing to grow. So I think this is going to be a great year for Fozzy, for sure.
Well, I think you guys are incredibly deserving of it, because you guys have been around now for a good few years, and we've interviewed you on many occasions, and you've slowly sort of worked your way up the list, and it's awesome to see you kicking ass on the main stage of Download. Because we've watched you sort of climb the Titantron at Bloodstock. And
yeah.
It's been fantastic. Also, you take the same people with you, so you've had an Inferno out with you again today.
Yeah, we did.
That's been awesome.
I mean, it takes a team. It's not just the band being so great. They're like, oh my gosh, we're so great. That's not the case. It's the band. It's the right song. It's the right video. It's people like Andy Copping bringing us back to Download for the 4th time and putting us on the main stage the 2nd time. People like yourself that have been supporting us. Merlin that's been supporting us. There was a promoter in Scotland who's been working with us since 2005. I sent him a thank you note. Anybody that, in Inferno, like anybody that's kind of helped you get to the level you get to, it's not just the 5 guys in the band. It's a big concerted effort, and that's how the business works.
Yeah.
If you don't have people in your corner and people that believe in you, you're not going to get to the next level.
Yeah.
And I think you're right. We do have a lot of goodwill, and I think this is the right song at the right time with the goodwill that we've built up to really help us get to the next step.
Yeah, so what are you guys doing for the rest of the summer? Are you taking sort of the popularity of the song and just running with it for a while?
You would think, but what we're doing is we just did a big tour in May. Okay. We played every night, basically.
That's crazy.
And then we're doing another week over here, and then we're doing some festival dates throughout the year, throughout the summer. And then the next single will come out in August, and the record comes out in September, and then off we go.
Are you looking forward to getting those out there?
Absolutely. Totally. The thing is, I think the way things the way things work nowadays is different the way it used to be, because people would say, well, it took so long between single and album, and in a way, but the single's still building.
Yeah.
The focus is still on Judas. If there was an album out as well, I think we'd be like, well, this song's good, this song's good, this song's good, this song's good. So now, for example, in the rock radio in the United States, now it's just starting to build.
Yeah.
So we've had the YouTube push, we've had the press push, and now we're getting the radio push. If it goes well, it could take us all the way to mid-July. And then you put out another single beginning of August, and the record's out mid-September. There you go. Metallica just did that with Hardwired.
Exactly. I mean, it's nice to see you guys have got a focus plan for it as well. And it's the thing, is trying to keep up with the way that the industry and social media does change.
Sure.
It's fantastic to see you guys are not only doing well, but it's giving you the success that you're looking for as well.
Like you said, I think in this stage you have to stay ahead of the curve rather than behind it. So this is the way we decided to do it, and so far so good, and it's been paying off. And like I said, like at 11 a.m. we open with Judas, and you've got 30,000 people singing the chorus of it. Like it's a song from the 70s by Aerosmith. Like it's that short 6-week span.
Yeah.
It's been ingrained in people's minds. So we've got something special here, and we're smart enough to know how to continue to work that.
And I think in many ways your voice has also progressed a lot since the last album to this one. I mean, Judas for me is very well-rounded sound from like yourself.
Well, I think a lot of that is as you mature as a singer, you learn exactly where your wheelhouse is.
Yeah.
And if you're working with the right people like Rich, Ward, and Johnny Andrews, who helped write that song with us, they know they know my wheelhouse. How do I sing best? What's my best area? And when you can write songs that fit in that area, you're always going to sound better.
Yeah.
And I think that's one thing that we've learned over the years is, I don't have to be Axl Rose at all times. There is that side to my voice, but mine is a little bit more of a heavier, I don't know how you describe it, but there's more of a ballsy side to it.
It's got grit.
With grit.
Yeah.
There you go. Grit with melody, but still very much like just more like I become, man. Like that's me right there.
Yeah, I absolutely love it. That hook. Well, the first time I heard it, I was just like, we thought it was awesome, and then to actually watch that, the entire music community thought the same thing. Fantastic.
That's very, very cool to see, man. And like I said, we just sat back, and I remember talking to Rich when it was doing like 1 million views in 5 days, and just going, can you believe this, dude? Like, what do we do? Like, how do you react to this? It's just like, hang on for the ride, man. That's what you got to do. So,
well, I hope that every stage of the release goes the same way for you guys, and people recognize the album for what it is as well.
Thank you.
And wish you the best of luck for the coming couple of months. As
man.
Out.
Like I said, we'll be back in the UK October, November, and continue then. So
I will be in the crowd.
We'll
for those
see you
gigs.
then, man. Thanks.
Nice one.
And it won't be at 11 a.m. I promise.
Well,
I apologise for the top knot. It was on the way to.
you should always apologise for the top knot.
It was on the way to me having,
A bigger top knot.
man bun. But yes, that was when I was growing my hair out.
That was more of a top nubbin.
To be fair, I barely recognised myself in this era because the long hair lasted so long afterwards. I just got used to how I looked like that. But what?
Very hipster look.
Very hipster.
You were vibing, yeah.
I mean, that was a look that I had, which I will never have again.
You were actually quite sort of hipster because you were gluten free.
Gluten free.
You'd only drink artisan coffees.
Yeah, though this was because it was 2017. I was still drinking alcohol, and that was where I was not a hipster in the slightest because it was always just Jaeger or Captain Morgan's.
Cheap Jaeger and cheap.
Oh, Messerschmitt
and
Blue Bolt
out of a silver plastic bottle like a tramp. Because you're hip. You're a hipster.
with a hip flask.
Yes.
There we go.
But you managed to pull off interviewing Chris Fozzy, so
Yes.
it's all good.
Well, also very much pre-AEW Chris Fozzy because it's the
Short hair.
And also one thing I quite like about the rumours is there's a lot of people saying online podcasters, everything like that Chris did everything that he set out to do with AEW, because we listened to the podcast early on when he was announcing on Talk as Jericho, because you're much more of a podcast listener than I am, so you're like, you need to listen to Chris Jericho's. And he talked about coming across to the company, and he wanted the challenge of building a brand new business, brand new brand. Whether or not people are necessarily that receptive to him still backstage, there's a lot of rumours. I don't really care about rumours. Chris did what he set out to do by being the name at the front of that company for enough years that they've got, MJF, Will Ospreay. I know some of them are off with injury. Now it's kind of like you trade between WWE and AEW, and he did what he set out to do. And he got very tired looking doing it. Bless you, Chris. I at one point was a bit worried that you were overworking it.
I think it's the long hair aged him.
Yes.
In that interview you did, he had short hair and he looked young and vibrant, whereas the long hair, his hair is not thick.
Like it was.
Yeah, it's kind of... I've seen some of the podcasts he's been on recently, and it just looks like you should cut it off and bleach it again. And if you're going back to WWE, then surely he's going to not keep his AEW look, which is the long hair. Because
I mean, who knows? Chris is the type of person that would rebrand himself like that again.
Yeah.
Because if you listen to his podcast, he is so intelligent with the way that he goes about doing things. He knows how to manipulate an internet rumor. He knows how to manipulate a crowd.
Well, all the way back in the beginning of the summer when they announced Royal Rumble's going to be in Saudi Arabia, he liked it as Chris Jericho. It's like, well, if that's not an indication to say, I could be coming back for Royal Rumble, because that's the end of February.
Also, that gives him a hell of a rehab on his health, coming out of one company, getting ready to do a run in another as well.
Well, also in February, Fozzy are coming back to the UK for a tour, so it could be the last time you see Fozzy for a while. But
we're going to see if we can get another interview there.
But also, if he does go back to WWE, it doesn't necessarily mean he's going to be doing like a year-long campaign like John Cena has dragged out.
No, to be fair, I love what they're doing for his final match.
Yeah.
Shining a spotlight on 16 wrestlers as part of John Cena's retirement tour.
Go back to our last podcast and we'll talk all about Saturday night main event.
Yes,
and all that,
if you want that one, check out the one that came out before this.
Yeah. That's cool.
So, like I say, we're going to see if we can touch base with Chris, because he's never really said no unless he's just completely embargoed all press. But I imagine that he might be saying no to all of it because of the internet rumours, or we might get embargoed when he says yes and going, you're only allowed to talk about Fozzy, which would make us happy anyway, because Fozzy is such a fun band. It's Rich Warwick, is it? And Stuck Mojo?
It's Rich Dark Duke or something or other, isn't it?
Yeah, I can remember Rich and Stuck Mojo and Rich Ward. One of the most entertaining people that we've ever interviewed.
You ask him one question and that's it. It's like, how are you?
And he makes me feel like I'm older than him, because he's got so much energy, but he's a clear amount older than me. But he's one of those guys that, you stand with him in an interview and he's literally bouncing from foot to foot.
And he can high kick in tight jeans.
Up to a camera, but also not hit the camera. Very intelligent man. Very interesting man is what I was going to say. Probably intelligent too. He seems that way in interviews. But yeah, we did this long before we got into wrestling. And so it's going to be very, very difficult if we do get the February interview not to just have a little bit of a fanboy moment now that both of us have been into it very regularly up until this point. So keep watching. We got another full-length episode next week and another From the Vault, and you've got to do a cheeky little like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to keep up with everything we do. We'll see you next week.